Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate? It is morning for you.
Morning. Morning. Yeah, it's finally morning for me after 3 months of traveling mostly through Asia. And I am back in the US time zone. Unconfiscatable is actually next weekend. I just saw behind me that this is the old picture with the wrong date, but at least it's got the right branding on there. My video is lagging a little bit. I'm, as usual, having computer issues. I'm going to send off this computer for repairs. Yeah. Shit. I'm getting, 1 second. Forgot to mute the YouTube channel. But anyway, let's get on with the charts. We are limited on time. We both have a call in 20 minutes. So, Matt, go ahead and kick off your screen share.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back doing the show with you back in America. I couldn't stand another week drinking with you in Tokyo. I'll never recover. It'll take me a week to recover as is. All right, let's crack on. All right, I'm going to start with the daily time frame and then go up and then go down and back and forth. We had the best daily close this morning or yesterday for you of all time. Of all time in Bitcoin. We finally closed the day out at, what is it? 106, we'll call it 900, which is just sneakily the best daily close of all time. If that's not cause for celebration, well, nothing else is. But that's where I had to start. But I'll move up to the weekly and then I'll work my way back down because I just thought that was terrific. This is going to be one of those shows where, for long-time viewers of me, who people have been watching me for 6 or 7 years, they're going to be bored as hell out of this. And for any new people, you're going to get your skirt blown up. I want you to look at the color of this weekly candle on alphanumerics, which is the indicator that I made like 7 years ago, and I still think it's a very, very good indicator to get. Links in the description below for 30% off. But let's just go back in time. I do this systematically once every maybe 6 months when we get one of these signals. But we're going to go back to the start of time. I will love talking about this. This is the start of Bitcoin charts, and we haven't had any purple signal as it stands as yet. And then we get our first one right here, back on in 2012, in January of 2012. There was a little bit of a few months of correction, just moving down sideways, and then we got a secondary one, which led to sensational returns off that phantom signal. And then where are we up to now? 2013, another one right here. It caused a few weeks of sideways action before an explosion, all the way up to 2013. I'll quickly run through these a bit further, a bit faster. Another one here had a bit of a rounding bottom, obviously, like that. That's probably like a 50% correction. But another one, a second one came in that preceded that, which blew the top off. Once again, these are hundreds of percents growth, but this is back when Bitcoin was in its infancy. You'll see more of a rounding as we get a lot further along in time. 2016 now, another purple phantom signal, bang, explosion. Wouldn't you know it? Let's keep them rolling. All right, now this is where you'll all be familiar with this. This is 2018. We had the green diamond down here, called the bottom very nicely. We had the purple phantom, which really was the kickoff of that bull cycle, banged all the way up. And then COVID crash. This is the only one that was really a big fuck up, in my opinion, because of the Black Swan event, because of COVID and everything like that. I think it's fair to say, I say this all the time, I think it's fair to say that had the COVID and the Black Swan not come in, we were really priming up, ready to roll from here. But this was an absolute failure. But once again, it was followed after the correction by a terrific purple phantom right here, which kicked us, all the way off to the top of the market at 60,000. Once again, we rallied again. It's rinse and repeat, guys. But now we're right up to present time right now. Had another weekly green diamond right down there at 17,000, 16,000. Bang. Fantastic signal. And this is like a really long-term swing signal. Okay, so it's a position trade. This is where my last. Sometimes they come in before the wave changes green and sometimes after, but I view them both as the same. They may not be exact buy signals, but they're definitely trend signals. And we've had another one here, right? As we came out of that run. Great move. This doesn't even look like much. It's a great move, right? Bang. Another one here, which kicked us all the way off to 70,000. Another one here, kicked us right off again. And then, which brings us to present day. This is exciting. Okay. So what can we take from that long analysis there where I showed you, 15 signals? One, they've been historically very, very good, barring for that Black Swan event. And then another one prior to that, which was a fail. So let's say two of them failed, and four of them led to consolidation, but then eventually they rounded again and we kicked off. None of them have been devastating. All of them have been really, really positive swing trades that have led to further upside. And with 4 days and 11 hours left in this week to print this purple phantom signal here, I'm really, really happy. If the price drops down throughout this week with 4.5 days left, it'll kick the can down the road, which is, it could happen. But look, it's more positive than negative, and I'm happy to explain what it is. It's the Copic curve, right? I've just got it printed over the charts on Alpha Numerics, but this is the Copic curve, what I always talk about, where you never want to be buying when it crosses below the zero. You want to be buying into strength, bang, into strength, into strength, into strength, into strength. This is what I found, and I found this is an old Tyler Jenks trick. If you watch the video that I believe Tone has released on the Financial Summit channel, offering the Copic curve video and the something else was there as well. The what was it? What he combined the Copic curve with something else, a Selgin or something like that. Fantastic, right? ADX maybe.
Probably Consensio.
It's in with Consensio. It maybe
could be. Oh no, it's not that. It's Selgin.
ADX, Selgin or ADX. But this is what I mean. I caught this from Tyler back in 2018 and added it to Alpha Numerics when I was building on Alpha, and I was just using it for myself until Tyler passed, and I thought, well, hell, if I can bring it to more people, then so be it. This is great. This is really great for us and the market. I really like where the MACD is looking now. It looks fantastic. I really like everything that we're looking at here. Once again, Socrates' EXA. Yeah, I mean, we had a false breakout here, and then the second one was terrific, right? From sell to buy, terrific as a swing position. I love where we are. Love the MRI count. The weekly looks great to me. Hopefully, we can get another show in this week, which would be fantastic. Daily, I've already blown through my allotted amount of time. As I mentioned earlier, that the MRI count is terrific. I love that yesterday was the highest daily close of all time. I love where we sit right now. I see a lot of upside coming through this. Let's just go to the 4 hour, and that'll be me done and dusted. We're currently pushing our way back up as this show has started. Normally, when we start the show, the price tanks thereafter, and it takes a day for what we said to come back into point. But like we got to 108 at this highest swing high, 108 almost to the dollar. And we had a little correction thereafter. We're working our way back up without even a retouch of the moving averages. Super duper bullish. I'm loving the 4 hour time frame. I'm coming back to you now, Tone, and I'll chat before I throw it to you, guys. You should really go back and look into the Discord group that we have. Links in the description below. It's a free Discord group. Use the bots. The bots have been on fire in the last few months. When we first released the bot, I'll put my hand up. It was way too aggressive and didn't perform as well as the deep backtesting results indicated that it would. But all the bots that we've released in the last few months have now come in really, really strong, especially with this last few moves. I mean, I'm up in the current trade. They've been winners, and I'm winning overall. We've got spot bots as well now, which is excellent. With the join now button, you can join in on any time. Links in the description below. I highly recommend you look into it, guys. Tone, what are you seeing, brother? You're muted. 40 years of doing YouTube and you haven't figured it out yet.
I know, it's a nightmare. My background also failed for some weird reason. I have no idea why. But let's just go to the charts here. I'm going to go to the upper level time frames. I haven't really looked at, I haven't properly looked at charts in a while. And Well, I'm gonna be traveling over to Vegas for the event in a couple of days, but today and tomorrow we can do a show from a proper workstation at least. And this is looking very, very nice. The targets are back on the table. This is the cup and handle target, which I've always had, and that target is 140,000. I don't see why it can't reach that this year, especially this year. And to me, 125 is now a shorter term target. And this is a beautiful Green Star candle, second consecutive Green Star candle. And as Matt showed you guys earlier, he finally got the Phantom candle, which is an awesome, awesome candle. Here is that weekly chart. We can turn alphanumetrics on. And I'm looking at the last time the purple candle came in, and look at this massive run up. And there isn't much difference between the last time we had this candle and the current time we're getting this candle. So I am also anticipating a move similar to what happened back in November of last year. Now, maybe it won't be as big of a percentage move, but it should be a similar uh, price move. So the price move on this was, well, it reached a peak after going up 50,000 or 45,000. So I can definitely see a potential uh, for a similar move like that, and that should definitely take us to that $140,000 area. It does everything does seem very, very bullish for Bitcoin right now. The ETFs are continuing to buy up Bitcoin. Of course, all of that is being purchased by the BlackRock ETF. I have my stats here. BlackRock now has more Bitcoin than GBTC ever did at its peak, and plus all this other Bitcoin that is being held by other ETFs, and altogether they are pretty much holding 1.2 million Bitcoin. May is turning into a very good month of accumulation. So did April. The price did not go up all that much. And guys, there isn't that much Bitcoin to go around. Man, I can't wait for the next halving, where after the next halving, there will be even less Bitcoin. Remember, every month, only 13,500 Bitcoin are being mined right now. And last month, 30,000 Bitcoin purchased. The prior this month, we're gonna break 40,000 Bitcoin purchased, and eventually, there's not gonna be that much Bitcoin to go around, and the price is just gonna squeeze higher. The daily chart, great that Matt pointed out. We had the second, basically the highest close on the daily scale. We still haven't broken the intra candle high, but the highest daily close is more important than the intra candle high. I do think uh, we will break the all-time high intraday sometime this week. I don't see why this would slow down. I have three critical horizontal lines that have been drawn over the last 6 to 9 months or so, probably more like 6 months. Uh, this was the biggest critical line. Anytime we break to a new all-time high, I am incredibly bullish, and it usually leads to very, very good profits. We had the area of collapse. We were talking about this. We were talking about Bitcoin breaking below 90,000 and how bad that was going to be. But what happens when we go back above 90,000? Well, the opposite. That's how good it's going to be. And on our way to breaking that 90,000, the moment we closed at this double top right here between March of this year and April of this year, above 87,000, Bitcoin pretty much took off like a rocket ship. Right now, we are in an area of a pullback or consolidation. Like if you look at the daily chart, Bitcoin definitely feels like it's a little overvalued here. What happened to all of my oscillators?
You have no
Everything
indicators on
disappeared,
there.
man.
Yeah. There's no indicator loaded at all there at the moment.
I know. Like, how did they all disappear?
I actually quite like it like that. It looks so clean.
Dude, what the fuck? How does everything disappear?
It just hasn't loaded,
Dude,
dude.
I don't know.
They were there.
No, no, no. They're just gone. Like,
You've
I
got
don't
you've
know.
got alpha and everything turned on right now. Go to double click.
No, I
You'll see.
don't.
Yeah, you do. It's just not
No, I don't.
loaded. You do. Go to the top right.
So there's nothing loading right now.
It's just not
Oh,
loading.
there they are.
Yeah.
There's everything.
They were turned on. Yeah.
And now it's all loading. So here's the MRI. We had a green star candle on yesterday's candle. So now we are set for a move higher. On a weekly MRI scale, we are looking absolutely great. We're only
Yeah.
halfway up the count. Let's see what happens on the daily MRI top. We might pull back. I would love to see a pullback back to this area. So if we can get a blow off top going into 112,000
Mm.
over this week, going into the holiday weekend in the US, and then a beautiful pullback into the current area. So if we can top out at above 110, ideally above 112, and then pull back into this line, that would be the perfect situation for a nice move into that 120 area.
Can you do a
So let's
measured?
see if this happens.
Can you do a measured move? How far in price and percentage are we off the all-time high as it stands right now? It must be like $1,000. No.
Yeah, it's 1%. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 1%. I mean, the all-time high is just under 109.
Mm.
And we're sitting at about 107.5. So
Yeah.
yeah, the all-time high is 109.3.
Right.
109.350. So
Right.
and today we hit 108.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we
Great.
were 1,500 away from the all-time high earlier at like 2 a.m. this morning,
Yep.
New York time. And here's the current candle. The market is open. Keep an eye on a 10 a.m. reversal. I am back streaming at around 10 a.m. Eastern time. So the 10 a.m. reversal could be something here where this is the 1 hour chart. Here's the 4 hour chart. This might be a new all-time high on a 4 hour chart. That's good. Maybe. Let's see. No, not yet. There's the all-time high on a 4 hour chart. 108, 130. So we're close. We are close. If we run above the 10 a.m. reversal today, we could be looking at an all-time high today. Like I wouldn't be surprised. We are very close to the swing high from the 2 a.m. this morning. We are already at 107.5. We are $500 away from the swing high and $2,000 away from the all-time high. And $2,000 is 2%, less than 2% of these prices. So that's great. What is the next Fed call? I'm actually curious. Got about 4 minutes left. The next Fed call is not till the 28th, and everyone is expecting the Fed to do nothing, which is the right thing to do. All right, that is pretty
Can
much
you?
it. People have been asking me for some stocks. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
cover that tomorrow because we both have to be off the call in 3 minutes.
You got to bring up the S&P for a second. I've got two things I want to talk about. S&P on the weekly time frame.
Okay.
And I want you to turn alphanumerics on, even though you've probably got the inverse candle on. But look at the green diamond that came down. Fuck.
Oh, beautiful! Right
How did we miss that? When we didn't talk about it at the time. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
I know, right?
Absolutely perfect.
Alphanumerics, links in the description below, 30% off. And also, I want you to go to Estee Lauder. I was talking to you about this in person, 2 nights ago? Jesus, who knows when it was. And bring up the monthly time frame on EL. Yeah. My entry is at $60.08.
So something is wrong here.
Yeah, that's not looking.
Wrong exchange, maybe. Oh, I'm looking at crypto.
Yeah, this is better than that. And you and I had a little debate after a few beers and put on alphanumerics. I thought this is a buy. Down there, I've got at 63. I think there's a chance to double your money here on Estee Lauder.
I would wait for a green star candle.
I know, but that's the purpose of the green diamonds. They are you're a stab in the dark on a spot position to take a position for a long-term position. Do you know what I mean? It could possibly be a 4-year position. That's whatever. That's what we look for.
Someone asked for Robinhood. Apparently, it's at a new all-time high, which saddens me so much. And because I think this company is a piece of shit. But it's on a second consecutive MRI top. And yeah. It could be a short-term top in Robinhood. Look at the monthly MRI tops here. Look at your phantom candle coming in as well.
I
in a
know.
weird spot too. I wouldn't have expected it there.
Yeah. Well, that's the monthly investor Purple's Phantom. That's even better.
Right, here's the weekly Robinhood. It still has some room to the upside. But if it hits the weekly MRI top with a monthly second consecutive, that could be a short-term top in Robinhood. All right.
Terrific. Terrific.
On that note, we're gonna call it a day.
Well, it feels good to be doing shows at a decent hour again with you, and I can say good morning, and it actually means good morning.
All right, guys. I'm gonna cut the screen share here, and not show when my backdrop failed. All right, close
I
down
want
now.
I want to get back into doing shows more regularly with you. Whether that's we can commit to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 nights a week, or every day. But let's get back in the swing of things. There's no excuses anymore. No more children. No more fighting. This is it. Back to work. Thank you all for sticking with us in the last few months where we've been spotty. It means a lot. It means a lot to us. So see you soon. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.